Hello everyone, Gaming Smiler here, and welcome to my review of Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So the Return of Michael Myers, as the title says, is Michael Myers coming back after his supposed death in Halloween 2. But basically the entire reason this film exists is because after 3 basically didn't make a lot of money because people didn't like the fact that it wasn't about Michael Myers and they kept with the anthology idea. So the studio just decided, yeah, let's just bring back Michael. So they did that precisely in this. The only person that really comes back from the original is Donald Pleasence, who plays Loomis. He's still one of the best things about these movies, and unfortunately he only made it up to Halloween 6. But yeah, so this one is basically about Michael Myers hunting down his niece. That's basically the plot. But I ain't gonna give much away. But yeah, so I'd give this a 6 out of 10. It's basically like the first Halloween, but instead of it being Laurie Strode, it's his niece. Yeah. So the niece's name is Jamie Lloyd. She's played by Daniel Harris, and Michael Myers this time is played by George P. Wilbur. So yeah. The only reason Jamie Lloyd exists is because Jamie Lee Curtis wouldn't come back to play Laurie Strode, so they had to completely change the story to fit her in. But this film is about 1 hour and 32 minutes, and it's directed by Dwight H. Little. I don't know what his middle name is, but anyway, that's me done with the whole entire. Oh yeah, it's also been 10 years since the first one happened. So yeah, but anyway, that's it. That's it for the non-spoiler stuff. Time to get on to the spoilers. So the film starts off. It's Smith's Grove yet again. Michael, after his burns from the end of 2, is in a gurney. It's been about 10 years since that happened, and he's been just chilling in Smith's Grove with burn wounds. But yeah, basically we get a rundown by an officer who basically tells us everything that happened in Halloween 1 and 2. Loomis shot him and he got burned. But anyway, and Laurie Strode. Then he mentions that Laurie Strode has a niece. Well, not a niece, a daughter. It's Michael that has the niece. By the name of Jamie Lloyd, who lives in Haddonfield. Michael, upon hearing this, plans an escape in the ambulance. And, he sticks his thumb through a guy's skull. And then it cuts to Jamie Lloyd. She's at her foster house. Basically, the way they get around Laurie Strode being in this is she's dead. She died in a car crash about 7 months before the film was set. So yeah, she was 26 when she died. So But Jamie Lloyd is about, I think, 8. So I think that's her age in this film. But yeah. So she basically has nightmares about Michael Myers, and she has hallucinations. She has a couple of hallucinations. She hides in the cupboard. She's screaming and crying, and she gets looked after by her older foster sister. Well, she's the foster kid, but Rachel, and basically, well, Rachel's played by Ellie Cornell. Just checking them up to see the names, but basically, it's Halloween. It's the day before Halloween, and basically, she gets comforted. She goes to sleep, and then they wake up. It's Halloween, and Rachel's got plans with her boyfriend Brady. He's done that. He's not in it for long. But yeah, basically, the parents are gonna go out for Halloween, and their babysitter cancels because she snapped her ankle. So now Rachel has to look after her, and Rachel's not very happy about that because she had plans and now she's got to cancel them. like last minute, and yeah, so she obviously expresses her disappointment, and this makes Jamie feel bad. So she has to go and say to Jamie that she'll take her trick or treating and get her some ice cream. You know, being a good big sister, you know. But yeah, they do that. They make that plan. Jamie goes to school, and Jamie gets bullied for being an orphan and for being the niece of Michael Myers. I'm not joking. She gets bullied pretty badly. Like, she gets followed around, and you just scream at her that she's an orphan and that her uncle's the boogeyman. But yeah, you always notice when it comes to these films that when someone starts being like forgetting that Michael exists and like what's so bad about Haddonfield, that's when he reappears. But yeah, basically, it's the end of school, and Jamie's crying. She's not very happy because she's been bullied. She tells herself she's okay. Rachel comes and picks her up with Lindsay Wallace from the original, and they go. Basically, Jamie said she didn't want to go she didn't want to go trick or treating, but now she does. So yeah, they go to the discount store. I also forgot to mention about Loomis being his contribution happens, where basically they find the ambulance crashed, and Loomis goes there after he goes to speak to a doctor. What they talk about doesn't really matter. They just basically say about Michael. Like, they just talk about how Michael got transferred, and then Loomis goes down to the crash, and they basically say there's like 4 dead people, and Loomis is like, Michael's gone, and everyone's like, well, maybe you don't know, his body could have like flew a few meters, man, I've seen that happen before. And he's like, he's not a man, and he does his whole entire evil spiel. And then they're like, well, where is he going? And then he goes, Haddonfield. And they go, how do you know? And he's like, because it's basically original again. But yeah, so Michael ends up at a gas station where he kills a mechanic. And Michael takes his clothes, and then Loomis shows up. He sees the dead body hanging in chains because he needs to put petrol in his car. But yeah, he runs into Michael. Michael's got bandages all over his face. It's been 10 years, but there's still got bandages over his face. But okay, whatever. Basically, also there's these gunshot sound effects. They sound fucking stupid. They're like your stock like pew pew noises that you hear. Ones that you would hear in like old westerns. But yeah. So Michael gets in a truck and he drives off. He drives off to Haddonfield, and that's we get back to the bit that I was talking about, where they go to the store. Michael shows up. They go to the store. Jamie goes to go and go and pick a costume. Rachel splits off to go speak to her boyfriend Brady, who works there. And Brady's been ogling at the sheriff's daughter. And yeah, she basically says, "Oh, I can't come out tonight. I've got to look after Jamie." And then Brady's like, "What the fuck? How long have you known this?" And he's like, "Since this morning." And Brady's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" "Well, obviously, Brady, because you never fucking ran into her." But alright. Basically, Jamie picks out a clown costume. She looks in the mirror. She sees Michael. She panics. Michael's actually there this time. He takes a mask, another shape mask. You think those would be outlawed in Haddonfield, but no. Apparently they're still widely sold. But basically, he chases. Basically, he doesn't do much in this scene. He just stands around, but you don't see him. Nobody sees him. But Jamie has a panic. Rachel runs along, and yeah, that's about it. But basically, it comes to Halloween night, and hold on, Loomis hitches a ride. By the way, he hitchhikes a ride with a really religious man who's going out seeking the apocalypse and evil, and he starts singing about the river, the beautiful, beautiful river, and Loomis smiles as he takes a drink. But before that, there's these dickhead teenagers that decide to play a trick on him. Basically, they stop, and then when he gets close enough, they drive off. And that was intentional. But yeah. So now it's Halloween night. There's kids TPing trees and stuff. And Rachel calls Brady as Jamie's getting ready to trick or treat. And basically they talk a little. And that's it. But yeah. Michael ends up coming into the house, and he looks at a bunch of photos of Jamie Lee Curtis, proving that this is his niece, and also that she's dead. But anyway, Loomis ends up going to the sheriff, and he explains the situation that Michael's back, and it's like 10 years ago, and you better get ready, and blah blah blah. And they don't believe him at first, but then they do, because they realise, wait a minute, this is like last time. But yeah, they go anyway. Back to Jamie and Rachel. They go trick or treating, and they go to the sheriff's house, and his daughter answers the door with no trousers on. That probably would put you on a list, but she's the sheriff's daughter, so it probably won't put her on the list. She also has a top that says "Cops do it by the book," which could be taken by two ways. But hey, basically, Rachel catches Brady cheating. He's caught with his trousers down. I'm not fucking joking. He comes downstairs with his trousers down, and yeah, he tries to explain his way out of it, which you can't fucking do. You've been caught round the sheriff's daughter's house on her own with your trousers down. Yeah, that's not a good situation. But anyway, they get out of there. Jamie runs away, and yeah, things don't look too good because Sarah ends up losing, and Michael's wanting to find Jamie. But Loomis goes to Jamie's house, and they find the pictures of Laurie, and then Loomis says, "Oh, he was here," and then the sheriff asks why, and he's like, "Look in the wardrobe. There's a dead dog, because they had a dog, but now it's dead. Poor dog." But let's face it, that's a thing in horror films. You introduce a dog, you gotta kill it. But yeah. So after that, basically, there's a bit of running in the streets, and Rachel finds Jamie after she's been alone. There's also a pumpkin stinger. Basically, the background is out of focus, and then it comes in focus, and there's this pumpkin. It's like, it's like the pumpkin shows up. Michael's not there. It's got nothing to do with Michael. It's entirely the pumpkin. But yeah. So Rachel sees him. She panics, and then she runs and she hops a fence, and then she finds Jamie, and Michael's there, and then they get picked up by Loomis. Basically, everyone meets each other. But then there's a group of guys that play a prank at the station. Basically, Michael Myers prank. For fuck's sake, they do it again. But anyway, hold on. It's empty anyway, and there's a guy that's had his head cut off. But yeah, basically, there's before the sheriff said to shut down all businesses and stuff and go home. Then there's this group of guys who aren't very happy that their bar has been closed, and Loomis gets them all riled up, and they get their guns and they go after Michael, because the entire fucking police station's dead. But no, wait, the prank. I realised what the prank was. The prank was Michael Myers. They didn't actually see Michael Myers. It was a guy in a suit looking like Michael's. It was actually a group of them, and they just take their masks off and they're like, haha, very funny. But Michael's actually still out there. But anyway, the entire police force is basically dead. So after Loomis riles up this group, they go looking, and there's one of them that thinks that they see Michael. It's not Michael. It's a guy called Ted Hollister. They accidentally shoot him to death because they think he's Michael, and that backfired immediately. That entire mob. anyway, so they all go to the sheriff's house. And basically, the sheriff threatens Brady that if he's had sex with his daughter, he's going to kill him. But they barricade the place up, to stop Michael from getting in. And Sheriff Brady contacts other places. There's also a deputy with him. And they contact different places to try to get, more cops to come and take Michael down. But anyway, basically, they don't quite pick up a signal, and then they do, and the sheriff's daughter ends up finding the dead deputy. Basically, Michael's in the house. He's managed to get in the house. He's killed the deputy, and then he impales the sheriff's daughter with a shotgun that the deputy's got. He impales her with it through the wall. Yeah, that's not a nice way to go out, and it's not a very efficient way either. He could have just shot her, but he didn't. But I guess he was going for more being quiet. But anyway, Rachel finds them because the sheriff leaves. But before Rachel finds them, she's on the radio and she gets a signal. And then Jamie's gone. Jamie went to go and sleep, but now she's gone. Turns out she's in a different room. And then Michael shows up. You see Michael, and Brady has a shotgun, and Brady gets killed. Basically, he tries to take Michael one-on-one. After he tries to shoot him, it doesn't work. And he just tries hitting him, but it doesn't work. And Michael, I think he snaps his neck. Yeah, either strangles him or he snaps his neck. But basically, Jamie and Rachel make an escape into the loft, and then they get through a window that leads them onto the roof. And they try to navigate on the roof. But then Michael gets on the roof, and then they fall off the roof. And they're perfectly fine. Well, Jamie's perfectly fine, whereas Rachel's knocked out for a little bit, and Jamie goes running. In which she runs into Loomis. And Loomis is fucking nuts. Because he ends up taking her to the school, and Michael follows. And then Michael, with an entirely different mask, is fucking blonde hair because this is a reshoot. Which is kind of jarring that he's got blonde hair. It's also something I don't like about little inconsistencies. But, major inconsistencies like that. But basically, he tosses Loomis through a window. This doesn't kill Loomis, he shows up at the end. But, yeah. So, after that, Rachel comes to the school. She gets Jamie out of there, and then the hillbillies show up. Well, the mob show up, and they basically make a smart decision, which is get the fuck out of Haddonfield. So they decide to drive out of Haddonfield. They run into the cops are heading into Haddonfield, and basically they run into a deputy who tells them where to go. A few miles down the road and turn right. It's a safe place. But But as they're going, Michael pops up from the back. Don't know how. He never got spotted. He might have hid under the truck, but I don't know why. How he could have, because there was lots of them. But anyway, Michael kills the guys in the back of the van. Well, the truck. It's an open top truck. But Michael tosses two of them off the road, and then he punches the other guy off. And then the driver, he hops on the top of the driver's bit, and he sticks his hand in and he rips right into the guy's neck like it's nothing. Just rips this part open and blood comes out. And then Rachel kicks his body out so that she can drive the van. She can drive the lorry. Lorry? Not a lorry. Truck. And Jamie and Rachel managed to knock Michael off of it. Basically, she hits the brake, and Michael comes flying off the top, and then she waits for him to get up so she can run him over, which runs him into a graveyard. Not joking, he gets run into a graveyard. Anyway, the cops show up, but before this, Jamie walks up to him and touches She walks up to Michael and touches his hand. This comes into play in Halloween 5, which isn't that great. But anyway, so the cops show up, they shoot the shit out of Michael, and then the ground he falls into like a wooded, like fucking patched up area that's like a well. And he falls in there, and that's so that they can have Halloween 5. So he survives. But anyway, they get back to Haddonfield, and Jamie, basically the parents come home, and Jamie is going to have a bath, but she decides instead of having a bath, she's going to become like her Uncle Michael. And she puts on a clown mask, and she picks up a pair of scissors and stabs her foster mom. As Loomis goes to shoot her when she's at the top of the stairs all covered in blood with a pair of scissors. And he goes to shoot her, but then he stopped from shooting her, because, she's just a child. And nobody realises that she stabbed her foster mom with a pair of scissors. And Loomis screams no, and then it ends. That's the end of the film. And as I said, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 in my opinion, this film. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. But so the return of Michael Myers, I think, out of the 3 that come after, like the 3 that are in between Halloween 3 and H2O, is probably the best one. Because it doesn't have as much as the weird shit as Halloween 5 and 6, and it doesn't make Michael look like somebody else's. Like, basically, the next ones make him look like a goon. He basically becomes someone's henchman in the next 2, but in this, he's just him. He's just Michael. He's got nothing to do with. He's just Michael. He's got nothing to do with a cult and nothing. But yeah. Unless I missed something, but I don't think I did. But no, I didn't miss anything. But Michael will later become part of a cult, and things will get much more fucked up as it goes on. But yeah, as I said, 6 pumpkins out of 10, because I can't think of any other unit to use. But yeah, I was going to use mass last time, but I forgot to do that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, do what you do. If you're new here and you want to help me out, why not the subscribe button? It's up to you. And if you want notifications, you got the bell, because that's a thing. And I'll hopefully see you next time. And goodbye.